So we are going to go ahead and do number 6. I know this is another one where we've done some proportionality and set up some proportions, but not to this extent. However, we are going to be moving into this week, and so I want to go ahead and go over it with you because it'll kind of stimulate your mind a little bit and help you to understand what we're going to be working on this week. So let's take a look at it. It says, what value of y will make the rectangles P and Q similar? So we're trying to see what value will make it similar. So what we want to do is first we want to look at the relationship between this side right here, this 72, and this 32. So when I'm looking at it, when I'm trying to determine what the relationship, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight those sides real quick so you can see that these are similar shapes and these are the sides that are similar. And so what we can do on this one is we can go ahead and set up a proportion. So let me show you what that looks like. We know that 72, these are the two different objects, right? And they're similar. So we can say, well, 72 is equal to 32. And then we can go ahead and take a look at the other side and say, okay, well, this one over here is 54. So that means this side is also 54. So then we can say, okay, 72 and 54. Notice that I put the two sides of this object for this shape, and I set it up as a proportion on one side of the equation. On the other side I have a 32 and I have y, because we don't know what these two sides are, so we're going to call those y because that's the variable it gives us. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do something you're familiar with. You could call it cross multiply, where we cross multiply, but really all we're doing is inverse operations. In other words, I have 32 divided by y. The opposite of dividing 32 by y is multiplying 72 by y. So I'm just going to move this y over here, and so what you end up with is y times 72 is equal to, and I'm going to undo dividing 72 by 54 by moving it over here, and that's going to give me 32 times 54. Now you can kind of see this equation starting to come alive right here, and we can go ahead and work this out in our calculator. Now you could do this with numerical solve, or you could go ahead and just do it step by step with your calculator. It's up to you. But what I'd say is right here, y times 72 is just going to be 72y, and that's equal to 32 times 54, which is 54. So I'm going to go ahead and put this statement in my calculator and let numerical solve take care of it. And let me show you what I mean. Alright, so to go to InSolve, right, we're going to go Menu, and then we're going to go down to Algebra. We're going to go over, and we're going to choose Option 1. And if you just want to use the quick keys, you could just do Option 3, 1. Going to hit Enter, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I'm going to put 72y is equal to 32 times 54. And then I'm going to put a comma and put y, because I want to solve for y. Going to hit equal, and it says 24. So y is equal to 24. So let's go ahead and go back and check for our answers. So what we have here is we have y is equal to 24. And I'm just going to look through my answers, and if you notice, J is the correct answer.